find you credible at all. Because when I look at this storage invoice, there was a balance in September of $165. So as of September, the bill hadn't been paid for 3 months.
I didn't even know that.
$50, $100, $150. You said that you paid in April.
Right.
When was the text message when you said, pay me the $200?
I believe
June 10th.
July 10th.
So July 10th, when she is saying to you, pay me, it's because the storage facility is putting a lien on that property.
She did not state that. She just said, you got to pay me $200. She didn't say you need to pay the storage.
That's not all she said. She said that she was taking care of the storage. You knew that. Let me start on the storage unit issue, because I think that's where we concluded. So, Michael, I made a note of what you said to the defendant when you said, what right did you have to ask for the money? And she didn't have the right answer, maybe because she was flummoxed. But in July, the defendant says to the plaintiff, you owe me $200 for this stuff. In July, there's a past due balance and a notice of lien from the storage facility.
Isn't that a debt to the storage unit?
Correct, but she paid it.
Let me just explain myself. All of the father's property was taken out of the storage unit by the defendants. The only thing in the storage unit would have been her property. So when I said, well, what right did you have to ask her to pay money to get her property out? If there's an obligation, a financial obligation, it's between the plaintiff and the person who gave them the storage unit, not the defendant.
The plaintiff, if you recall, says that she and Lars have taken turns paying alternate months for the storage unit. May, June, July, the bill's not being paid. The only way that defendants can get access is to make a payment to the storage facility. Otherwise, the storage facility was going to sell all of the stuff.
Okay,
it was a lien sale.
Let me stop you. But when May comes along, they pay this $17. They say that. They pay $17 in May. Now everything's even, but they now put the storage facility in Jeff's name. Why would they continue to do that if the only property in there belongs to the plaintiff? Why incur? Because they said they took everything out.
So if the bill's already been paid by the defendant.
So the storage unit people take the money and give it to the defendant, but not, she doesn't have to do that.
Okay, I am going to be a passionate dissent over that.
I'm going to be a passionate joiner in Judge DeMango's decision.
Well, let's try it like this. He died on May 16th. May 22nd, the tenant transferred the unit to a different name. So it's your position that anything that happened after the transfer is not the plaintiff's responsibility?
I see. I can't help it. I think the same thing. It's the obligation is to the facility. It's not to the plaintiff, and the defendant has no right to take her money and say, I will clear this up, because what if she does nothing with it?
So
and we don't really know.
So what's your verdict on the plaintiff's position that she's entitled to get these items back, or $5,000?
I just think she should get her property back. I don't think we could place a value on it. I'd like her to just give her property back.
Yeah,
Whatever's
just turn
in
over
there,
the property.
Just turn it over. And the thing is, she's left it in there with her covering the bill. If it's not in there, it's not in there. I mean, we'd have to order her not to do it, but she's kind of stuck with what's in there after all these months. On the counterclaim, personally, I would dismiss the counterclaim. I would just give her her stuff back and call it a day.
In the text messages, what I found objectionable, and I don't know that I'd give her $1,000, but I would have given her money for the storage. I would give her $500. On the heels of her father's death, the plaintiff is accusing her of causing that death.
This whole thing started because the defendant misled the plaintiff about the date and time of death. And the defendant did that because she presumed or assumed that for some reason this plaintiff would take his property or somebody else was. And that's how this thing got started. And so she's got an angst, and to some extent the defendant feels either the plaintiff was trying to take advantage of her father or something else. So there's this tension back and forth. I don't think what happened here arises to the level of deliberate, intentional causing.
That's why I would dismiss the counterclaim in its entirety and then
That's
just
the way I see
return
it.
her property to her.
With all due respect, and I mean that.
Lots of respect, always.
Yes.
I think we're ready. We're not unanimous.
Okay.